Another edition of Personal Best.
The WS Cox Plate. Anamoe started favourite.
They're racing. Anamoe away only fairly, and Zaaki began very fast on the inside. Profondo show speed. There's Alligator Blood immediately up to the outside of Zaaki. So after 200 metres at the post, Zaaki just led Alligator Blood, and Profondo's kicking up in between them. So the Alligator's a little bit wide early. Two further back in the field, one off the fence. Anamoe gets across, and then came Young Verta, Laws of Indices, Maximal. Bodegon in the back half, followed by Gold Trip. Then Moonga, I'm Thunderstruck, and Mr. Brightside last. 1,500 to go, and the leader is Zaaki. Tries to relax the tempo by a length and a quarter. Alligator Blood. Profondo third the inside, followed by Anamoe getting a lovely run fourth. Then Young Verta, a length and a half. Laws of Indices. Further back is Maximal, and then Bodegon, Gold Trip, Moonga. Second last is I'm Thunderstruck, and Mr. Brightside last in the Cox Plate. To the back section, 1,200 to go, and Zaaki strolls out by about a length and a half to Alligator Blood. Then came Profondo. Two further back is Anamoe outside of Young Verta. A length and a half. Laws of Indices at the 1,000 metres from Maximal. Bodegon, Gold Trip. Then Moonga, I'm Thunderstruck. Mr. Brightside is last. So Zaaki is the leader. When is she going to push the button? With 850 metres to go, Zaaki 3/4 of a length. Alligator Blood, a length Profondo. They were followed by Anamoe's only 2.5 off the pace. Then came Young Verta, Laws of Indices. Back behind them, Bodegon, Maximal. Then came Gold Trip, Moonga, I'm Thunderstruck, Mr. Brightside. Zaaki getting going and left the fence. Profondo's getting up on its inside. Alligator Blood 3/4 of a length away. Then came Anamoe, who's still 2 lengths off the pace, but coming into it, followed by Maximal. Zaaki, Alligator Blood, 300 metres to go. Then Anamoe, who's joining in. Back behind them, Young Verta. Around the turn, Zaaki, joined by Anamoe, who looks destiny in the face. At the 150, Anamoe takes the lead from Zaaki. Alligator Blood, I'm Thunderstruck, but it's Anamoe clear. I'm Thunderstruck late. Anamoe holding on. Anamoe this time for the big A. Won it from I'm Thunderstruck. Bodegon. Then came Zaaki. Back behind the Moonga, and then Alligator Blood, Laws of Indices, Mr. Brightside. Back in the field, Young Verta, Gold Trip back.
So Anamoe confirms his champion status. For many of us, it was a case of fait accompli, and despite the narrow margin of victory, he definitely looked the winner at the turn. Plenty of hard luck stories just on those other two horses that were highlighted, Young Verta and Gold Trip, both Melbourne Cup nominated runners. They were decent runs, though Young Verta, he doesn't seem to win very often, and he has had a light preparation. If connections do press ahead, I'm not sure if he's going to get that 2 miles. But Gold Trip, he just kept running into dead ends. It's worth recalling that Gold Trip was scratched from last year's Cox Plate, and so despite being nominated for this year's Melbourne Cup, the Cox Plate was the primary target. Anyway, there was plenty left in his tank if they decide to take on the 2 mile Melbourne Cup. Check the odds, pick a winner.
But it's Anamoe clear. I'm Thunderstruck late. Anamoe holding on. Anamoe this time for the big A. Won it from I'm Thunderstruck. Bodegon.
If you find Personal Best incredibly informative, just like me, be sure to like and share and subscribe.
So, Brandon, I agree.